Welcome. So this is a quick video about cybersecurity certifications. The big question is which certification is the best one? And it's kind of a difficult question, but I'll give you the answer up front. It depends, right? It's kind of like what kind of food you like. It depends on your personal taste, depends on how old you are. And for this instance, it also depends on where you are in your career. So let's go over some fundamentals of cybersecurity certifications and some of the background to help you decide which certification is the best for you. So let's take a look at what certification might be best for you, and we'll look at a few organizations. I want to start off with CompTIA because CompTIA is a nonprofit trade organization, and they offer certifications at several levels. So there's beginner certifications, there's intermediate certifications, and advanced certifications. And those advanced ones are really geared towards those that have some professional experience or some hands-on experience. So these certifications are also approved by ISO, which is the International Organization for Standards. You can look them up at iso.org. And also ANSI, which is the American National Standards Institute. They're at ansi.org. These certifications are generally also approved as the baseline certifications for several US government organizations and some commercial entities as well. So these include USAID, which is the US Agency for International Development, and several other agencies that require some type of certification before you can get onto their networks. So at the beginner level, we have, you can see here, there you go, I think my mouse is showing up, IT Fundamentals, A+, and Network Plus, and that kind of leads into Security Plus as kind of the capstone of that pathway, because Network Plus and Intermediate is an intermediate course as well as Security Plus. Now, this is the one, if I had to get a certification, and only one, Security Plus allows you to operate on a lot of government networks and a lot of commercial networks. However, you need a bunch of fundamental information to do that. IT Fundamentals, you may already have that type of knowledge. A+ gives you that information you need to kind of work through computer hardware, the different components. But Network Plus, I would say, is the first key certification because you understand TCP/IP protocols, the different layers of the OSI model in more detail. In order to be a cybersecurity professional, it's paramount that you understand networking, and the internet runs on TCP/IP. So that's generally the protocol stack you need to work on. So Network Plus is really important. Another one that's buried over here on the right of their chart is Linux Plus. A lot of students and professionals may be comfortable in Windows, but you have to be extremely comfortable in Linux to be a cybersecurity expert. So this certification, I would call it another one of those foundational certifications, the Linux Plus and the Network Plus, that would lead to this Security Plus certification, which is one of those baseline certifications. There's a few others here. There's penetration testing. There's a more advanced one once you get through these fundamentals, and I will call Linux Plus a fundamental. You can get into penetration testing. There's cybersecurity analysts, and also some work with the cloud. So if I want to take a look in detail, hey, which certification is best for me? I'll click on this. Let's see what pops up. Maybe nothing. All right, let's flip it over here. It talks about certification pathways, and here's those core skills. Again, I'd put Linux Plus in there, and you can look at CompTIA career pathways. So that's a great site. Another one is, I'll just click on the careers pathway roadmap. And what do I want to do? I want to be an IT support specialist. I want to be a cybersecurity specialist. I can select each one of those, and it tells me, hey, what's the current salary? What's the current annual job postings? What's the expected growth? Of course, if you're in this business, this is a fantastic field and you made the right choice. So this is one organization that does certifications, so look into CompTIA. The next one is the EC Council, and you've probably heard of the Certified Ethical Hacker. This is similar to the Pentest Plus with CompTIA. This is one of the industry standards, but EC Council, again, here's the link, offers all kinds of these different certification programs. And it kind of depends on what you want to do. So if I click on the EC Council website, I can get a lot of information. See Certified Ethical Hacker pops up. There's different training programs, and each one of these organizations has this list of cyber certifications. A third one is offensive security. And I like to call this one the gold standard, right? Or this is one of the most difficult certification programs, really set up for advanced. But over the last few years, they've made different levels where I see Pen 100, Pen 200, 300, but all leads up to this offensive security certified professional. Very difficult, very advanced. And if you want to try to get that certification, lock in like 90 days where you have nothing else to do. It is that time intensive, but it's also that fantastic. And this is all hands-on. You have 24 hours to do a bunch of tasks to pass the certification. Great setup. They've got a bunch of web certifications. If you need to get into details to do exploit development, there's that. And you can see all of these different ones. I'm calling this the gold standard, but you look at all of these organizations and they're all doing great work. So if you click on offensivesecurity.com, it'll pop up to their website. And man, you can go through all kinds of courses and certifications based on what you want to do. And there's also proving grounds where you can do lab work for free here and practice. Another great practice site. ISC squared. For me, this is the kind of that pinnacle certification if I'm going to be in charge of information security. Maybe I'm the chief information security officer, or I'm in charge of a large team, right? So CISSP, Certified Information Security Professional certification, is one of the most recognized globally. There are a bunch of other certifications. I can go to iscsquare.org, same thing. So if you zoom up on the video here, you can see all the links as well, or just Google search any of these organizations and look into those certifications. SANS Institute. You can get certifications, you can get degrees from SANS. There's a bunch of rotating training sessions in different locations geographically, but there's also some online things. And these training and certifications are through the Global Information Assurance Certification. You see GIAC there. And you can click on SANS to look at all of these options too. The cost is sometimes significant, but you can see here's some of their focus areas to include industrial control systems, right? The cybersecurity of industrial control systems is a very important and significant career field right now, just to make sure each country can maintain the services to their citizens, the thing that make our lives run. So again, here's a link. We'll go to one more, Institute for Security and Open Methodologies. Again, there's a lot of organizations, and some of these may be familiar. So there's a certified hacker analyst, professional security analyst, and you can see some of these different certifications. So isecom.org. If I pop up to this site, and you'll see some of these similar certifications. So which one is the best? Depends. I'll kind of give you my overview of how I would run the pathway for professional certification if I was a beginner. I think the first thing that is the most important is IT fundamentals. A lot of that you may already have, right? So you want to step into the other two foundations, which is that Linux Plus. So I'm comfortable working in the Linux operating system. I understand how it works, and also Network Plus. So I know networking in detail, TCP/IP protocol specifically. From there, the Security Plus certification will allow you to apply for many jobs globally, really. From there, you can kind of break off. If you want to be a penetration tester, cybersecurity professional in that career field, you can go to the Pen Test Plus with CompTIA or the Certified Ethical Hacker. Both seem to be pretty well accepted. Then the final certification, I like to jump over to ISC squared to go to that CISSP for that professional certification because of its global recognition. It's been around a long time, and that will help you get a lot of employment opportunities too. The last thing you can do is the last thing I would do before I decided what pathway is, let's go back to the screen share. One of the things I would do is I'd go ahead and take a look at Indeed.com or some of these other job sites before I decided my certification pathway. So what I have here is Indeed.com set up, and I'm just putting a keyword cyber, and let's say I want to go live in Las Vegas, or I currently live in Las Vegas, and I want to see what kind of cyber jobs are open. You can use the word cybersecurity, information security, pen test, use different words, and you'll see what jobs pop up. Select which jobs that you might be interested in, see what are the qualifications for it, and you're going to see sprinkled in there some of these different certifications. So the key is, where do you live? Where do you want to live? Where would you live? And then some of these keywords. There's cyber, penetration testing might not be as available in different locations. And let's just put in Washington, D.C. area, because you might find some more. So I could put in words like penetration testing. You can see there's some pen tester jobs, and go ahead and click in that and see what certifications they require. And that'll give you a better idea of which ones you should start working on. If you get a chance, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and I'll try to find some time to publish some more of these videos if they're handy. Thank you.